All right, boys and girls, welcome back. So today we're gonna do the same thing we've been trying to do. Freaking mosquitoes are terrible lately. We're gonna try to run a 10 today in the truck. So I feel like today I have probably a better chance than ever. Not trying to get too excited though, because if I do, then there's a lot of room for disappointment. So we're just gonna go do what we can. Truck is okay after I fix the exhaust leak. The broken exhaust from the two-step. So my thought on that is it was just, firing inside the exhaust and crack the weld. Even though it didn't crack on the weld, it ripped the pipe. So hopefully that doesn't happen today and we can get one clean pass. So I'm gonna go there, change the tires, and then try to get in line right away and make a clean pass. I'm probably only gonna launch on like 2 to 4 pounds of boost, which might be perfect. We're just gonna hold the foot to the floor unless we go into the wall. Then I'll lift. Hopefully before I hit the wall. So we got some of the normal goodies, jack tires, wrench. I'm also going to bring an electric impact this time with the big extension cord because there's outlets at the track, so why not try to use that? I am bringing some extra methanol in my jug. I'm going to bring a 50-50 blend. I may try, if I get a clean pass and I'm happy with the time, I may try switching out back to the 50-50 and then do another pass back to back with the same tune and see what the difference is. Plus I have a full can of 93 and E85 mixed. I'm going on about 3/4 of a tank, so I might run that down a little bit. I usually fill it and top it off right before I go, but I don't think I'm gonna do that this time. One other thing I did change that I didn't really talk about, I put like a half a tank of 93 in it yesterday, so it was at like a 73% ethanol content, and I decided to fill it half and half with 93, so it's at like E50 right now, and the rest is 93, and it seems like it's a little bit happier that way, and my injector duty cycle came down like probably 12 to 15%, so that's a good thing, and it's still safe, so we'll see how it likes it. Never tried it before, but so far it seems okay. Alright guys, so it's starting to sprinkle a little bit on the way here, so that's kind of concerning, but it's one of them weird like blue sky over here or dark sky over here kind of things. But it is cold and it is windy today. It's like 59 degrees, so that is really good temperature, but I'm gonna put a sweatshirt on. At least I won't be sweating my beans off in my fire suit all day, so that'll be nice. Alright guys, well this is all I got from that pass was this crappy looking scan. I was pulling onto the return road and then I heard the camera beeping and it said SD card read error, so that pass was an 11.7, but I did have to lift completely. It felt really weird, so I lifted and I saw it went really rich. It was like a 10 flat 10.0 rich, and it was actually a 9 something on the scan. So I'll try to show you guys this a little bit better later, but something was wrong with my coolant temp sensor, and it was like dumping, it's commanding a shitload of fuel here, so it was basically saying my coolant temp was 100 degrees, and I went out and I wiggled my wiring and stuff, or wiggled the plug, and the plug is actually bad, so I taped it up now, and then I zeroed out the EQ ratio table for not zeroed out, I put it all at 1, so it's not commanding fuel for temperature, so that's kind of crappy, but you can see this green line, I went down to like 19% throttle position, so made a couple changes and turned the boost down a little bit, and we're going to try to go again because the boost was still kind of high, 217 kPa, so that's like almost 18 pounds still. Alrighty, so while I'm here, I guess waiting, I can explain some of my analysis to you. So you can see my map was at 217, and then it like fell on its face right here, so I think I raised my shift point. I was trying that out, and as soon as it went above 6800, it just absolutely fell on its face, and I lost like 6-7 pounds of boost right here, so that felt really weird, and I lifted. So then I got back into it, and the back half actually felt pretty decent. I picked up 27 miles an hour on the back half, and that's the highest that I've ever picked up before. Usually I'm at like 22 every time. So that's pretty decent. I feel decent about the back. I did raise the shift point for the 2-3 shift a little bit, and then lowered the 1-2 shift back down, so it's gonna shift at 68, or that's what I'm targeting. So with that and the coolant temp and whatever else is going on, hopefully we can get a clean pass. So that was also with a 1.8 60 foot and 119 for a mile an hour. So ended at 11.7 at 119, and my fastest speed so far is 120. My 11.3 pass was at 120. So this was 11.7 at 119. So I feel like it's going faster. I just gotta put the right recipe together to make it go a little bit quicker. So hopefully we can get the 1.8 60 foot, and then this doesn't fall on its face anymore. And I zeroed out the coolant issue, so maybe that's not gonna make any adjustments. What is going on today, but today is a horrible day. Not for the truck necessarily, but for the track. I've been sitting in the same spot for probably about 35 minutes now, not moved at all. So, getting a little frustrating. So probably only gonna get one more pass, and I work tomorrow, so I gotta get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like 8:30 right now, and it'll probably be another hour before I get a pass. So totally blew the tires off on the last one. Tires spun to 106 on the launch. So it was a 2.2 60 foot, and tires spun to 106. But it was still the fastest mile an hour with the truck though. Well, I lowered the tire pressure down to 8 psi now, and I'm gonna do a really long burnout and try that and see how that works. If not, maybe the track is just not very good today. It's very cold today, so I don't know. We'll see. Move forward like 3 cars, and there's coolant on the track again. So this is like probably, I think this is the 5th time the track has been down tonight, and like the 4th time just for coolant. 3rd or 4th time just for coolant. So now they gotta clean the track again. And been sitting here for like an hour. Alright, so here's your boy coming in hot for a big old burnout. And I decided I'm gonna whip it way past the line this time, because I usually never do. And I'm just gonna back up and get in position and just watch me as I gracefully line up my rear tires on the line, not even realizing that I'm way too far forward until I waited and the guy came and yelled at me and asked me what the fuck I was doing, and then I backed up and got ready for some action. Alright guys, so it's the next day now. Got it home, drove it home. After the last pass, I don't know if you saw it in the video, but there was like a little puff of smoke that came out by the passenger side and wasn't really sure what it was. Nothing felt weird or sounded weird or anything. The pass felt pretty good. It was an 11.2 at 120.9, so almost 121, so that's the quickest and fastest pass that I made in this truck so far. Not the 10-second pass. Also almost 0.2 slower than my best 60 foot with the truck. So I feel like it's pretty much right there. If I can get the 60 foot and just do what I did yesterday. But it seems like it's kind of topping out at 120-ish. That's like the fastest mile an hour that I've gotten so far, but I've done that like 3 or 4 times. And even yesterday, one pass I completely spun the tires, lifted, and then got back into it, ended at 120. One pass, the shift point was way too high and it like lost boost and felt weird. I lifted completely and it was like a high 119. So it's very close in mile an hour. Even though I'm like 4 to 6 miles an hour difference in the 8th, it's still ending at the same mile an hour. So I thought it looked good in the beginning because I picked up 7 mile an hour more on the back half than I normally do, or 5 mile an hour more than I normally do. It didn't do that when I actually had a decent front half. It's consistent 22 miles an hour on the back half every time. Every time I make a decent full pass, it's 22 mile an hour on the back half every time. Even with the added boost and timing, which is kind of really weird. So I don't know if the engine's just getting tired, it's out of gear. I don't think it's out of gear because I'm not out of RPM, so I could adjust shift points and still stuff I got to play with yet. So I'm going to work on the 60 foot. I think everything's okay. Everything should be fine. But the puff of smoke, there's like oil everywhere. So I don't know if it just shit out the top of the valve cover here, but there's oil that looks like it's coming out of the turbo. The way that the pattern looks, it looks like it's coming out from the middle of the turbo. So that's odd. But there's also oil on top of the wastegate. There's oil. There's like a puddle of oil on top of the block right here. Look at that. So I don't know what the hell that is, but it's like everywhere on this side. It's not much in the middle, but I can kind of see some on the front and back corners of the head. And back over here, I can see it all down the back of the bell housing of the transmission. So I don't know if it's like something with this head maybe, or if it's just all from the valve cover and coming out the valve cover seals. So this, you can see it all on top of the valve cover, which might make sense. But I did just replace these valve cover gaskets, and the one on the passenger side, I just got some like cheap eBay kind of gasket. The one on the driver's side was already, it like pushed out over here. It was like stretched and way too big. It was loose in there and it pushed out of here. So I replaced that one just with like a factory normal GM gasket. That seems to be doing good now. But yeah, it was so long I couldn't even get it back in the valve cover. So that was kind of weird. But yeah, I don't think anything's wrong with it. Just shit oil everywhere. So maybe I just need like a catch can setup or something. And if that's the case, I don't really care. I just got to make sure I keep putting oil in it when it shits it all over the place. So yeah, other than that, there's one track day left, and they're at our local track. We might go to a track that's a couple hours away from here, Great Lakes Dragway, I think it's called. So we might go there. They're open later in the year, and they're also open more days than during the week. So we might make a trip there, but what should I do? Should I bring the truck? Should I keep trying to go for the 10-second pass? I feel like I'm going to either way, but it's just a matter of how quickly I want to do it. I'm kind of like lost right now with what I want to do with the truck. So do I just focus on the car, get the car out this year? Because I can get really sucked into this thing because this is my baby. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Or do we just run this thing till it pukes? Take it to the track, last track day, local track day, and turn it up till it fucking kicks a rod or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? Make it or break it. Maybe that's an idea. You guys let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Have a good day. I'm going to bed.